The more that I study patterns, the more that I understand the generational cycles of poverty, emotional repression, mindsets, ambition, and what have you. I've found out that very often, where a family stops, a child usually stops. Unless they become conscious of the inherited paradigm and then decide to break it. A father who fears failure raises a child who's afraid to take risks. A mother who feels unworthy of love raises a daughter who unconsciously believes the same. A parent who never had financial literacy often passes down scarcity thinking, making it difficult for the coming generation to break free from financial struggle. A parent's deepest wounds, if left unhealed, becomes the child's unconscious law. Sometimes, we are not living our own lives. We are haunted by the lives our parents never got to live. Now, what's my submission? The best thing a parent can do for a child is to themselves live fully, so that the child does not inherit an incomplete map. We must contend for a winning and superior mentality, then heal our wounds now before we start raising children. And for some of us who come from that experience, 2 words: awareness and rebellion. Now, rebellion here is not belligerence. Breaking a generational cycle is not about you rejecting your parents. It's about refusing to inherit their limitations once you have become aware of it. The more you fear something, the more likely it is to occur. Murphy's Law states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I found fear to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. The energy, focus, and anxiety we invest in avoiding an outcome often inadvertently create conditions that bring that outcome to life. I'm reminded again of the age of the Great Depression. So in the late 1920s, there were signs of economic instability. As a result, investors grew fearful of a market crash. In response, they pulled out all their money, and that triggered sell-offs. Now, the sell-offs ensured that the panic spread, leading to more sell-offs until the entire economy crashed. Can you imagine it? It was the fear of the collapse that accelerated and intensified the collapse in itself. When you fear an outcome too much, you unconsciously behave in ways that invite it. Even I am forced to deal with some fears in my life. In realizing that the antidote to this challenge is surrender, denial or forceful resistance will only make what is feared more powerful. I reckon if I leave it in surrender to do its thing and I focus on positive action, I'll break the cycle. It's crazy how fear itself is not the enemy. Our fixation on it is. My mind amplifies what it fears, and in doing so, sets the stage for its arrival. The more truth you can accept about yourself without escaping into denial, the greater your potential for growth. Greatness is not just about talent. It's about the ability to absorb hard truths and then refine oneself in the fire of reality. We all think we are the best thing after sliced bread, and so we externalize responsibility and accountability. You can't do life without being fully aware of your strengths and your weaknesses. A sprinter doesn't get carried away by the beauty of his running shoes while being oblivious to the fact that they are a few centimeters bigger than his feet. He will not win the race. The truths that we are afraid of will not disappear because we run away from them. They will only grow heavier on our backs. So before you set out, carry your shadow. Running away from it is pointless. The human mind adapts to the truths it repeatedly confronts. Growth is a function of exposure to discomfort. What is funny is that there are some flaws that we have that we can never fully eradicate due to the limitations of the human condition. In those scenarios, you will find out that the solution is to amplify your strengths so that they counterbalance and far outweigh these stubborn flaws. But you must know these flaws like you know your name. You can't be oblivious to their existence. The truth hurts, but running away from it is what makes the pain permanent.